Hey guys, welcome to Shank Tutorials. Today we're going to be looking at how to develop the economy as greedy as possible up to a very common roach timing attack. So we're going to be creating sort of a general framework for your games, kind of a direction you can head into. So this won't be covering a lot of the all-ins in ZvZ, which there are quite a few of. But what we will be doing is creating a general game plan to come back to either when you're not attacked or when you've defended some sort of all-in and you need to kind of come back onto your plan. So that's what we'll be looking at today. Just quickly before we get started, if you are interested in personalized one-on-one coaching, my website is www.hushankcoaching.com. And over there you can find some more details about my pricing, how to contact me, and stuff like that. All right, let's get on to the guide. So here we kind of left off around now. Maybe a little bit after now. We're getting our second hatchery finishing up. We're starting our queens, our zerglings, and then we're droning till about 30. Also, this is a good time to note just the first overlord kind of arrives at your opponent's base, and this is when you're gonna realize whether they're all-inning you or not. So there are a couple exceptions, but in general, if you see creep here, that's just as far along as your creep, and then they're doing a hatch first as well, so you can kind of scratch out a lot of the all-ins they can do. So this is where you would decide whether you need to, maybe set up some more defense, or whether you can continue along this, greedy framework. Okay, so back at our base, we're continuing to drone. We're gonna take that 30 hatch. Now we've reached 30 supplies, so we should be sending a drone shortly. Alright, so we're grabbing that. Afterwards, we're going to grab our bane nest. And I do like to make this kind of in my wall, although there are some other options. You can put your bane nest here and kind of create a little small choke point for the queen. But it sort of depends on what you want to do. I think the wall is better if you're going for an Evo and a roach one like we are in this replay. But either way, it works pretty good. So once you've put down the bane nest, there is an overlord you want to remember. I've actually already queued it up here. But it's around early 30 supplies, 30, 31. And just like the third overlord we put over here, kind of getting some more map vision where entrances are, where pathways are. We're going to put this fourth overlord, I guess it is, on a pathway as well. So that could be here maybe, or probably here is the better one. And maybe one over here as well can be helpful later on. So each overlord you kind of want to have a slight purpose to. Some way to help you out, get some vision, get some knowledge, stuff like that. Okay. Next up, we're going to be droning quite a bit. And this is kind of where you want to have a good idea of what the main focus is in terms of your economy. So a big mistake I see quite often is people grabbing their gas too quickly, thinking, okay, I've got quite a few drones. I want to start getting my lair maybe, my upgrades, maybe roach speed. So people are getting these gases too fast. And what you want to be doing is focusing on minerals first and then gas. And we only want to take the bare minimum gas we need to survive while building up a big economy. And maybe also getting a couple upgrades we need along the way. So first thing you want to do is saturate this mineral line. It's really important. And this is actually a mistake all the way up to like diamonds. Even some masters players are not really saturating this as fast as they need to. So you'll see me here getting 16 on minerals. And then we can think about, maybe taking an additional gas, getting our tech, that kind of thing. So for this specific game plan, the framework we're looking at is a big +1 roach with speed timing attack. So this has some downsides. There are some builds that counter this and stuff, but I think it's a good starting build because it counters a lot of things, keeps you safe against a lot of builds. And it's just like a nice way to finish your games after the early game. once you defend an attack, or just a way to end the games early, so you can practice the beginning stages, which people tend to have a lot of problems with. And it's just like an easy game plan as well. It's not too complicated. So you don't have to do this game plan, but I think it is a good, easy framework for new players. Okay, so we've got this mineral saturated. Next thing we're going to do is set up our evolution chamber, our roach warren, and get the third gas. I'm going to do these in a specific order this game, but honestly, just get all 3 of these at once. Fill up this gas with 3 drones. Try to keep your minerals at 16. You can either rally the new ones in here or just send 3 here and put 3 on. Either way works pretty good. Doesn't matter too much. And I didn't actually talk about these Zerglings earlier, but we probably will in later videos when we're playing against all-ins, is these Zerglings do want to be scouting. That's kind of the reason we made them, is to get some more info, see whether they're all-inning us early on. But for the purpose of this video, you don't really need to use these. It's just you want to work on this framework first, and then you can think about adapting this build to all-ins. Is the fastest way to learn, in my opinion. So, okay, so we've got this gas saturated, we've got the mineral saturated. Next thing we're going to do is drone up till a ratio that's going to allow us to build roaches constantly. So let me type out the ratio here. So the ratio we're looking for is 52 drones to 4 gas. And if you have this ratio of workers mining minerals and workers mining gas, then you're going to be able to produce roaches constantly. So this is 52 drones total. So I guess, what is that? 40 drones mining minerals and 12 gas. And you don't need to know these numbers, but just to make it more clear, there's 52 drones total, and then some of those are mining on 4 gases. And if you don't know what your drone count is, there's a really easy way to check that. You just bring your mouse all the way up to your supply and just hover it over, and you'll see there's a little drone icon there, and then 44. So currently we're at 44, so we got a ways to go. So you'll see me here continuing to build drones. I'm also going to start to add in some of the upgrades we want for our timing attack. So we want the +1 ranged, or the +1 missiles, it's called actually, but people refer to it as ranged often. And we're also going to get the layer. And then later on, we're going to get the roach speed upgrade. So a couple things we're going to get for our timing attack. And that's kind of the reason we got this second gas, is just to get barely enough gas to get all these upgrades. So we still want to focus on minerals, but we just need a little bit extra gas to get all these upgrades. But the main focus is still minerals. Okay. There are 2 overlords here around early 50s. I'm not going to focus too much on that. We've started our +1 attack. We have the layer going. We're building up drones to 52. And once you reach that 52 mark, actually 54 I guess, because we're going to use 2 drones to make buildings. So once you reach 54, you're going to make these 2 drones right as you get there. And that's going to time out perfectly to give us enough gas to continuously make roaches and get our upgrades. And once you hit this drone count, you're just going to stop making drones. No more drones. We're done with that. Now we're going to switch over into units. So from now on, everything is going to be either overlords or roaches, and that's it. So like I said earlier, this is a super simple build, which is why I'm showing it here. Easy game plan, maybe not easy to execute, but easy game plan, easy idea. So get to 52 drones. We're going to start making our roaches, and we're going to get our last upgrade here, the roach speed, once our layer finishes. So we'll see that finish right here. Jump over to the roach one. You'll see me start this up pretty quick, I think. There we go. And now we've got all the upgrades we need. These are also going to line up pretty well because the roach speed is quite a bit shorter duration than the +1 attack. So these will finish up at about the same time if you time them correctly. And yeah, so we're pretty much ready to just mass roaches and then go win the game, hopefully. A couple additional things I want to talk about is just the macro cycle. I'll probably do a video on this specifically, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. But basically, you want to layer in your overlords after each wave of units. So right here, you can see I'm making 3 overlords. And then you're going to see me do a big round of units. So I got 6 roaches on the way. I'm probably just going to keep making them until I'm supply blocked. Roach, 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 roach. And then there you see, I'm adding 3 more overlords again. And I'm just going to continue this cycle. Excuse me. I'm just going to continue this cycle until I either win the game or maybe I lose some overlords and I don't need as many. But we're just going to continue making units like this and just attack. So 3 overlords every time you finish making units. And this is basically the easiest way to continuously macro without getting supply blocked. If you're trying to like estimate when you need overlords, you're just gonna get supply blocked all the time. So trying to use this macro cycle is really important. And then from here, we're just building up roaches and going. We'll try to line it up a little bit with these upgrades. So maybe when your roach speed is like halfway or 3/4, you can move out. And then, yeah, they should be finishing up at about 6:30-ish, 6:15 maybe if you're a little sharper than me. And you have quite a strong timing attack here. And you should be able to win the game right now, assuming you've done the opening correctly. So yeah, so hopefully you guys like this replay. This is just a framework, so don't think you're gonna, win all your games here, defend all these different cheeses. Those are going to be maybe specific other videos, learn how to defend those and then get back to this framework. But this is just a good general, game plan to have before you start learning about all these different, deviations the game can have. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you're interested in personalized lessons, you can check out my website. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, I'd love if you could leave those below in the comments. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.